Hey guys, what's going on? It's been a minute or two, more than two, obviously. But we are back, Geek and Drinking, episode 56. Let's go! Alright, guys, welcome back to another episode of Geeking and Drinking. I'm Eddie.
I'm Steven.
And like I said, it's been a minute since we've recorded. Just been a little busy.
I feel like it's always been a minute.
Yeah, it has been a while. But this is episode 56.
We are so behind on everything.
Yeah. Oh my God, we are like that. There's so many stuff we haven't talked about. But
are you sure it's 56? I thought it was 57.
No, 56. Last one 55. I just checked it.
Okay. I checked it. See, I don't even know where we're at.
Yeah, we're trying to. I'm on a new work schedule now, which is really weird. At the time of this recording, it's a Tuesday night, so usually we record like Friday or Saturdays, but it's Tuesday. We're here, so we're just trying to adjust to my new schedule at least. It's been a busy summer. A lot of content's come out. A lot of
there's been a lot of change. I'm going from my frat boy look right now. No glasses, backwards hat. Someone just a Limp Biscuit earlier.
And I got a haircut. No more blonde hair.
Blondie gone.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, there's been a lot of stuff going on. But before we get to any of that, obviously we're here in Geek and Drinking. Geek and we drink, so we're gonna have some beers for you guys, or actually, we're gonna have beers for us, so you guys can watch us drink. So it's always fun.
What I want us to do, there's two beers that I bought that we haven't had, but for one, I want us to share. Not share, but like to have together for the first time because it's a brand new beer. Mm-hmm. So I figure, why not? We haven't done this in a while, so let's go ahead and do it. I'm gonna get them out for us real quick. Right. So.
And if you look at my little air freshener here, this is from, Blood In, Blood Out, right?
Yeah.
From our friend Michael Cricket from Houston. So I'm going to take a little picture and send it to him.
I miss that guy.
I know, me too. All right.
Limited series. New from Alamo Beer Company here in San Antonio, Texas. It's their Chamoy Cowboy. So, summer... Why not?
And this has been a running, I guess,
like a running thing
going on with breweries, especially here in San Antonio. I think
here in San Antonio. If you don't know, San Antonio is we're known for our junk food, and one of the junk foods we love is chamoy and a lot of sour and spice stuff. So,
we
can take like the most healthiest thing and make it the most unhealthiest thing.
It's doing good. Because I did the first brewery that at least I know that did it was Black Lab. They did their Puro San Antonio.
Oh, so good. Dude, you got to try it on their slushy. I think it's really good slush.
It looks good, especially with all the pickles on top of it. And then, the other breweries have just kind of, they've all kind of done their own spin. Like I said, Alamo. And this kind of came out of nowhere. Like, I remember just seeing a post from them. Ooh, look at that color. And it was just like, it was this can. I was like, oh shit. I was like, limited series. And I was like, oh, it's available in stores. I was like, that's pretty cool. I was like, we got to get it on the show. So, and it is, it's a Chamoy sour ghost beer brewed with mango, apricot, plum, hibiscus, chili, and lime.
Ooh,
so it's a lot of flavors in there. Coming in at 5%. Not too bitter. It's like 25%, 25, on the bitter scale. I'm pretty stoked to try this. So, cheers.
Cheers.
It's been a while.
Not bad. Interesting.
It's real heavy on the... Well,
if you really kind of know Chamoy is kind of one of those weird kind of texture things. If you know how to make it, it can be good. If you don't, it has no flavor. I could definitely taste some chamoy in this for sure. Definitely taste some of that chili.
The chili and the lime for sure. I like the mango kind of hits a little bit at the end. Ooh, chamoy makes it feel a certain way in my stomach. And for those who don't know, I'm talking about shits. But no, it's good. And it is a ghost, and I know I was just telling Steven, like, this is like the fourth straight episode that we've had sour beers, and he made a good point. It's summer, like, and it's weird because like when I first started drinking craft beer, I wasn't into sours at all, you know. And then like I think the first sour that I tried was from Real Ale, which is that it's a Gose, and it's made with like lime and salt and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And it's really sour, but it's good, you know. So I guess that's kind of what got me into it. And then of course we got the Cosmic Butterfly from Thirsty Planet. Yeah, that was a sour. So yeah, I mean I've grown into them. They're real hit or miss though. Like they could be really good. They can also be just not bad, but just a little too much. Like that. Was it that grape?
You see, and that was the thing too. Like I was the one that always was about the sours. I loved the sours. Sours was always one of my favorites. I remember you and when Matt was on the show, you guys were just kind of like, no, not sours. Yeah, we're all about the IPAs, pale ales.
Still about the IPAs. I love them.
I mean, yeah, of course, you love what you started drinking, you know. But as I explored more with the craft beer, and especially here in the craft beer scene in San Antonio. And in Houston, because I remember Houston also had a few of them I liked, which was the Haterade from Eighth Wonder.
Right.
I just, sour just kind of became my thing. And I remember the first time I tried a sour was from a coworker of mine. He said, "Hey, here, you want to try the sour?" But he had like a barrel aged sour or something like that. It was like a real aged one, and that's how you got sours before. Was like it was like kind of like an aged thing. Because you aged the yeast or something like that. I'm not too sure in the process.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was like, I guess a barrel age kind of is self-explanatory. That it's kind of like with certain liquors, they age them in wooden barrels, whatever. But I'm not really sure how. I guess in small batches they do that. But like imperials, I don't know what makes an imperial an imperial.
Yeah, and then like now you get like your kettle sours and your Gose and stuff like that. And you pretty much could just mix anything in there, and it could become some type of sour ale or something like that. And like I said, it's, here in San Antonio, it gets really, really hot. I'm not gonna drink no porter or no,
hell no.
Anything super dark like that. So of course I'm gonna go to something a little lighter and a little refreshing.
Yeah.
And, that's what I really like about these sour beers is that they are really refreshing. So
yeah, and the porter and stouts are not. I mean, it never really been my thing, but like, especially in the summer, I'm just like, oh, like that'd be rough. But yeah, I mean, like with these sour beers, like I said, like they could be real hit or miss. Like I remember that grape one I bought. That one was just nope. That was too much for me. I mean, if you like grape,
the blueberry.
The blueberry one, yeah.
I like that one. It grew on me because it was there.
Oh yeah, right, yeah. The blueberry lime, right? Yeah,
yeah. Because you bought two 6-packs and we drank one on the show, and you just left the other one there, and it was just there. So I was like, I'll do it.
Yeah, it's one of those beers that was in our fridge for a long time. I'm just like,
which is unusual for us.
Yeah. And speaking of which was unusual, like I have another beer that I brought. That I bought for this show, and it came in a 4-pack, and it's from Buffalo Bayou, and so I bought a 4-pack. I was like, to Steven, I got a beer for the show, and so and something else new. Like I said, we've been gone for so long, and like it's just like I finally started Game of Thrones. Like I've never seen Game of Thrones. I mean, I've seen the one episode, and like I know what happens in the series because I listen to podcasts and stuff. But like,
and I think me and Matt have talked about it.
Yeah, you and Matt have talked about it, but I've never sat down and watched it. And dude, I'm loving it. But anyway. Like last night, I was watching an episode of Game of Thrones. I was so into it that I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go get one of those beers and try it out. And it was so good, I had to get another one. So I saved one for Steven. I know he's gonna love it, but when he gets it, we'll let you know what it is. But yeah, man, I've been watching Game of Thrones. I think I'm on season 5 already. And like Arya, she's in that Bravos with the man with many faces. I'm just like, that guy's cool. And then Sansa is back in Winterfell, gonna marry. She's supposed to marry Ramsay, and just so like there's a lot of stuff that's already happened.
How far have you gone with Ramsay though? He does a lot.
He's already what do you call it? Bitch trained. What's his name? Greyjoy.
Yeah, Greyjoy.
What's his? Theon Greyjoy. Yeah. Theon. Which at first I hated him. I was like, man, he's trying to be something he's not. He can't even chop a guy's head off properly. And then now he's made Ramsay's bitch like 2 times 100. Like he He's like, my name's Reek. It's like, oh my god. And yeah, but that's as far as I got where he meets Sansa for the first time. That's as far as I gotten. But yeah, man, that show's it's pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie. Like, and I know like the last season is real. Like, but people have their complaints about it. Like I said, I know what happens. I know who eventually becomes king.
As much of as bad of a character Ramsay was, I think he was one of my favorite characters.
Really?
Yeah. And the only reason why I say that is because I'm actually giving more credit to I can't think of his name, the person, the guy that plays him, the actor.
I can think of it
because oh my god, dude, he did such a good performance.
He does, and because he also came out in that movie The Dirt. He played the guitarist that has like the bone issues or whatever. Not Nikki Sixx, obviously not the other.
Oh yeah.
He plays the older one. I forgot what his name is, but yeah, he plays him.
I was like The Dirt. I was like, never seen it. Seen it twice.
He also came out in I never seen it, but he came out in what's that failed Marvel show?
Oh yeah. Inhumans.
Inhumans, yeah.
Oh my god, I can't believe I watched that.
Did you watch the whole thing? Or?
Yes, unfortunately.
Ew.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. It was pretty terrible. I was really, really trying to give it, like give it some credit and stuff, but it was just
I think
terrible.
That thing is like universally hated. Just like,
and I think it's just because of what ultimately ended up happening with it. It was supposed to be a movie, and they were supposed to have Vin Diesel in it as the lead role.
Oh god, that would have been so much worse.
And I don't know what ended up happening with it, that they just kind of scrapped it, and then instead of turning it into a movie, they made it into a series. But I think they kind of knew it was already gonna fail because they didn't really like tie in so much with the whole universe.
Yeah.
Even though it was supposed to be part of the whole Marvel universe, the MCU.
Weren't the Inhumans essentially supposed to be what the Eternals are to us right now? Like,
I don't know. To be honest with you, I really don't know.
I mean, I
don't want to say yes and then be totally wrong. And
but yeah, so I mean, like
no, man, you don't know your shit.
And okay, and I know he's hated. Like everybody hates him, but. And I think I'm more talking as like you said, as far as a performance, an actor's performance, is King Joffrey. Like oh man, that dude had some issues getting the whores that Tyrion hired for him and having one beat the other one. I'm like, dude, like what the hell? Like what the hell is this dude's issue? I will say this though, and I know there's a lot of deaths in this series. There are some that I just like were underwhelming to me. Like King Joffrey, even though I know he got poisoned, he died, and everything. I was just like, I would have loved to see him get like just brutalized. Also, I was really underwhelmed with Drago. I loved him in the first season, and just the way that he went out, that he got sick and he just died. I'm like, really? That's it? Like that's all we're gonna get of Jason Moore. Like, he's really good. But the way he killed, I forget his name, but
the brother.
That was the first time I was like, whoa, shit. I was like, I was like, oh my. I think you guys were asleep and I was watching. I was just like, to like contain myself because it was so like, I was like, damn. But yeah, like I love the rawness of the show. I love, like. I don't know. It's really good. It's really good. Like it's surprising to take me this long to actually watch it. And it's kind of exciting. Like
yeah, I keep telling you, there's a lot of stuff out there that you need to watch that you should be watching, and no, you want to keep watching The Office on repeat or Friends, which are really good shows. But it's like, come on, dude, we already. Yeah, and that's another one. You've been watching Entourage. Dude, you finished Entourage and then you literally started over again. It's like, what the...
Started that and I was like alternating between that and Silicon Valley. I'm just like, I've seen these shows so many times. It's so like...
Which is ironic though, too, because I'm watching Silicon Valley. Such a good show.
Yeah, we've even talked about it on the show one time. I remember like last time we rewatched it, like we literally talked about it a couple months ago on the show, but... yeah, man. I mean, it's been fun, but I mean, other than Game of Thrones, I mean, there's been a lot of stuff that's come out. Can't even. I mean, I don't even think we ever did a full Falcon Winter Soldier review.
No, and I think we're kind of already past that.
Yeah, way past that. Last episode, Loki was barely starting, and now it's finished, and oh my god.
I mean, we could still kind of talk about that.
Yeah, of course. What else has come out?
There's been a few movies. Okay, so let's do a couple movies. Let's do a couple movies that have come out. It's still in the Disney thing. Let's talk about the first. I'll bring up the first one. It's Cruella. I remember.
Okay.
I remember I brought up Cruella one time on the show, and you're like, really, like, you know, you weren't really about it.
Yeah.
I saw the preview. I was like, I want to see this movie. It looks really good. So when it came out on Disney Plus, obviously you had to buy it, you know, for the premiere access, which I still kind of don't feel like it's bad. I know a lot of people who gave it a lot of shit because it.
Just the price.
Because of when they first did it with Mulan. And, you know, Mulan is one I definitely would have not bought. I knew it wasn't going to be really good. I knew they were really trying too hard with that movie. I would have loved for Mulan to be really good, but I just knew they were trying too hard for it.
Released the Mushu cut.
It kind of reminded me more of, like, you know, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon kind of thing, you know, mixed with Disney.
But yeah, I was like Disney-fied, you know?
Yeah, Disney-fied. So, you know, with them doing, you know, still doing this, you know, buying, you know, a movie on their premiere access, I still say it's pretty worth it, especially, I mean, now that the theaters are open, but I mean, if you go to the theater,
you're going to
spend easily more than $30.
Yeah.
You know, and people are like, well, it's worth it. I say, look, dude, I love going to movies. I miss going to the movies. We were all about going to movies. We would always talk about it on the show. Like, oh my God, you had to experience it in the theater. We gave, you know, a lot of crap to people who would, you know, pirate the stuff, you know, just because they wanted to see it at home. But now I'm kind of like, I kind of like it at home because I could even pause the movie and be like, oh, hold on, I need to go to the restroom.
Yeah,
pause it. You know, like, oh, who needs a popcorn break? Pause it. Let's get more popcorn.
Yeah, not only that, but like,
and when I mean popcorn, I mean beer. So,
and also too, like, I mean, I think we're a little lucky enough that we have a nice setup. You know, as far as like, we have a nice surround sound.
Big old TV. Big old, you know, good size TV.
Yeah,
not a big old TV. I know some people have a bigger, but
yeah, but I mean, it's good for where we at. You know, like and you know, like
reclining seats still.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. So yeah, Cruella. You know, you brought it up. I wasn't really too ecstatic about it, only because I saw it like as like a Maleficent. You know, I'm just like, and it's like I'm not.
Which I've heard those are really good too, and I really want to watch those as well.
I don't know, I just, you know, like I know you grew up watching the Dalmatian movies.
Oh, that was like my favorite one.
I just never really got into them. Like, I mean, I knew about 101 Dalmatians, and I knew about Glenn Close. Like, she's always been Cruella to me.
Well, see, I didn't really like the live action one. I was more of the animated one. I obviously I didn't grow up with the animation one. The animation one came out in like the 60s or something like that, like way before my time. But when I saw it as a Disney collection, you know, I was like, oh, I love it, you know. And then ever since then, I had always wanted a Dalmatian dog as well, and this and that. But you know, our parents were like, no, they have all these issues. But you know, I love that movie. So when they said they were gonna do a Cruella one, I was like, okay, that's cool. I want to see that, you know. And then when I saw the preview, I was like, okay, I definitely want to see this, especially with, you know, Emma Stone as the lead role. I was like,
yeah. And so I mean, even leading up, like when the movie came out, like I had no desire to watch it, you know. I know you bought it, and I was like, hey, you're watching it. I was like, that's cool. And I was like, you know what? I was like, I think I'll check it out, you know, just see what it's about. And so, I mean, what about you? I mean, what you think about it?
I loved it. I really, really, truly loved it. Me and my wife saw it. I kind of like pretty much begged her, let's buy it. I guarantee you it's going to be worth it. So we made it a movie night, a family movie night. Me, her, and my son watched it, and they both ended up loving it. Like, they were just like, oh my God, this is so good. I mean, even my son was there watching it, and I think he has seen 101 Dalmatians, but he saw the Glenn Close live action one. I don't think he had ever seen the animated one. So he kind of already knew what the story was and this and that. And so, you know, he was just like, oh, this is about her, like how she began. It's like, yeah, this is like how, everything started.
Mm-hmm.
And, overall, the whole thing was good. The way it was shot was amazing. There were some kind of holes in there or like things that I was kind of like, one of the things was like, oh, that's why she hates Dalmatians. But, it still worked. It still worked. I liked it. And then the whole like, oh, she killed my dogs and turned them into, and I was like, ooh.
Yeah, I was like, ooh, okay. So, I will say one thing about the movie.
And then hold on. And then overall, I mean, I know a lot of people were kind of like, Emma Stone, playing the lead role, having to do an English accent. I really thought she did super amazing. I thought she did awesome job on this for this role. I really applaud her, and I mean, there's not a lot of people I don't think that could have pulled it off as good as she did.
Mm-hmm. It's a little long, a little too long. Yeah. It could have ended like about 30 minutes ago, but I loved it. I liked it. I was pleasantly surprised. I think I loved it for the style of it because it was like obviously it's like a she's in the art world. She's in what, France? She's somewhere UK somewhere. Britain, whatever.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, somewhere.
and then but the music, and I remember because I was watching like the music. A song would play and then like it'll stop and another song would play, and like I know people have a lot of issues with that, especially with Suicide Squad. Like they're like, oh, it's just song after song after song. But with this one, it kind of was that, but it did it right way because like they played songs that that are from the time. And songs that are maybe not as popular. Like one thing that stood out to me was when they played the Doors. I was like, they're playing the Doors? I was like, oh my god! And it's just playing so many songs. I'm like, and it just fits so well. I'm just like, okay, that's cool. I love Paul Walter Hauser and the other guy. I don't know other than the actor, but the guy who played her I guess minions. her friends or minions, whatever. And then herself too. Like she just did amazing. Like just the way she the accent she did, like the way just the way she carried herself, and then also like with the I guess as far as the plot goes, oh shit, my bad. Like the whole, and spoilers by the way, if you haven't seen Cruella, the whole, well I won't say, but the whole thing about her mom, like that kind of really came out of. Not left field, but like I didn't expect that when I was like initially watching. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Like, damn, like that's okay. I was like, it makes sense though. So, but I really enjoyed it, and I think it's a good movie to just like you said, sit down, watch, have some beers, have some popcorn. Like it's a good movie for movie night, and I was pleasantly surprised by it. It was really good.
Yeah. So I mean, again, Emma Stone was just amazing in it. Emma Thompson, who played her mom, the Baroness, was good.
That was Emma Thompson.
Joel Frey, was the one that played Jasper.
And Paul Walter Hauser.
Played Horace.
Dude, that actor, I love him. Like I don't know, like something about him. Like I love him. Like you can also tell, like in the movies, he's like. Like he's a mouth breather, but it's just like it's something something so charming about him. Like I love him. Like if you ever seen
which was kind of funny. This is kind of one of the things. So in this version of it, I mean in Cruella. So if you ever watched the again, I never saw the live action one, but if you watch the animated 101 Dalmatians, Jasper which was the tall, lanky one in the cartoons. Was the one that was more like, oh, shut up, let's do this. We're gonna, blah blah blah. And Horace was kind of like, oh, I don't know, Jasper. Yeah. It's like, but in this one, Horace was like, oh, come on, Jasper, let's do it. It's Cruella, she's our friend. We gotta do it for her.
He was on like, I don't like being pushed around.
Yeah.
But
not to say that he didn't do a good job. He did.
And one thing that like it kind of stood out to me like really bad, but I really didn't mind it with the dogs that they had. how they weren't actual dogs. They were, computer. They were CGI.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, they were so like cute. Like the little dog, like he's on the dumpster. He's like, come here, and like it jumps in his arms. I'm just like, man, I was like, that's cool. Like,
yeah, I like the little dog. Again, we also had another big name in there was Mark Strong. I think he played a pretty good role.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. He played like the Baroness's. That's her name, right? No, yeah. The Baroness's like kind of, I guess, right hand man or something.
Yeah, something like that.
But yeah.
And then I like how you had a hint of what were the main characters in the Dalmatians and cartoon of Roger and Anita. So they were the ones that owned Pogo and I always forget the female's dog's name. But they were the ones that owned the Dalmatians.
Okay.
That ended up meeting and marrying and.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, and then the whole thing with the Dalmatians too. Like at one point they're like, did she kill a dog? I was like, at first I was like, wait, did she kill a dog? Like, is this happening right now?
But even then too, they had two Dalmatians in the movie, and again, CGI, but they did such a good job with how they portrayed those Dalmatians in the movie.
And they only come down when they watch soccer. It's just like that's pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, I liked it. I was like I said, pleasantly surprised. It was a good movie. It was a good movie. I'm not gonna lie. Honestly, I liked it better than another movie we're about to talk about.
Yeah.
And that movie is Black Widow.
Black Widow. Hey.
And same thing. Steven watched Black Widow on the Disney Premiere Access. He bought it. I went to the movie theater to watch it. I was a little disappointed because the seat didn't recline. So that was minus 1 point. But I mean, okay. I didn't hate the movie. I didn't hate it at all. I just didn't see what it had to do with the whole greater MCU as far as where we're at right now. Because the same day that I saw that movie, I saw it on a Tuesday. So that night when I got home, it was already midnight, and the season finale of Loki had come out. So I kind of like a double feature. So, Black Widow kind of got a little bit overshadowed by Loki because Loki has everything to do with the current MCU. What's going on with the MCU?
Okay, well, we'll get that too.
Yeah, and as far as like Black Widow. Like, there were some things, just like, oh, like this, but like I said, the movie is set after Captain America's Civil War. And I feel like we should have got this movie a long time ago. And,
we should have gotten it a way long time ago. We probably should have even gotten it before Civil War.
Yeah, and like, and everybody in the movie is great. ScarJo obviously kills it as Black Widow. Florence Pugh, oh my God, she almost steals the movie from me. Also, I have a huge crush on her. What's it called? David Harbour, amazing. Rachel Weisz, if you remember the Mummy movies, Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
She comes out in those movies. Yeah, I was that's why I like her. But she was pretty good. The villain.
Quick little movie fact: the only reason why she didn't come out in the last one was because that during that time she was pregnant. And so they were already getting ready to start production, and so she kind of, which is why the movie failed.
But also too because of Jet Li,
which is why the movie failed.
But yeah, I mean, like everybody in the movie is good. The villain. I mean, Marvel has a bad reputation of kind of having underwhelming villains. One-off villains.
Not even just that, like really good villains, and like just. Pretty much getting rid of that really good villain.
Yeah.
Except for Loki.
Yeah. Oh my God, dude. Again, because like I said, like I watched this movie and they have a villain in the movie and it's just like, okay. And there's actually kind of two villains. There's Taskmaster and there's somebody else. There's somebody else. I'm just like, really? This fucking guy? Like this? Who? Like, really? Like, who is this? Why we never heard about you? And you're like literally nobody. Like,
and spoilers, how the fuck do you have a freaking palace up in the sky?
And at that, like the Red Room and everything was supposed to be Russian, like Russian. And this dude had like a New York accent, and I was like, why is he talking like a like?
It was Russian. It was Russian New York.
I was just like, I mean, I don't know. You want to introduce the beer?
Okay, so this next one I got is from Martin House in Brewing Company in Fort Worth, Texas.
Another Martin House beer.
Yeah, no, dude, we've been featuring a lot of Martin House.
I know. Hey, you can bring it.
De nada, agave and guava sour ale. Again, it's another sour. Again, it's summer. This one comes at 6.7. I really dug it. I really love their artwork on a lot of their cans.
Right there.
It's really cool. It looked really delicious. I thought maybe it would fit. It would go fitting with the Chamoy Cowboy. So which is why I got it.
Isn't like Denada like no problem? Kind of like roughly translate. I think that's like Denada. I mean, sometimes.
Yeah, it's kind of like thank you, Denada. Mm-hmm. Like no problem.
Yeah. 6 coming in at 6.7. Dude, I drank the last of mine. I definitely got the chili in the last drink. It was spicy. All right, so let's see what this one's about. Smells like a sour beer. Sour beers all smell the same. To me,
sour?
They do.
Sour?
Yeah. I like that one because it's not overpowered by the sourness. They say it has like a nice it goes down as a sour, but the aftertaste isn't like it has that I guess that agave and the agave and the guava. It's good. It's good.
So I really want to get back into Black Widow. Let's just take a quick break, and then we'll get right back into it, and then we'll also jump into Loki.
Okay.
So we'll be right back.
And we're back. And if you hear some noise outside, there's a giant plane flying over our house. But yeah, I had to take a quick break.
Potty break.
Yeah, potty break. Yeah. But we just actually cracked open. Excuse me. A new beer, and this is Denada from Martin House Brewing Co. in Fort Worth. Made with agave, guava, sour ale. So, and it's really good. Like I said, tastes like a sour, goes down. But like you get that. You get that.
And again, I just want to point out, so good. This artwork is like amazing on here, and that's what kind of just drew my attention to it too. It's just like, oh, I like the artwork. I just want to buy it. So I was just like, yeah, let's do it. Sold. Thank you.
But yeah, so we we had just started talking about Black Widow, and like I said, I like the movie. I just as far as the greater MCU goes.
So we kind of, before we start getting into the whole main plot of it, let's kind of give our opinions on the people who were in it all together. Like how did you feel about obviously Scarlett Johansson's been with the MCU for over 10 years
since 2006. Oh no, since 2000. I forgot what year Iron Man 2 came out.
2009.
Yeah, since 2000. 10. Yeah, since 2009, she's been in the MCU.
It was 9 or 10 because Iron Man 1 and 2 were pretty much like back to back.
Yeah, Iron Man 1 was in
2008.
Yeah, so. I always remember that because that was when Dark Knight came out, and it's like who would have known that like the MCU was starting, and here we are. It's so weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's always been in there, and so again, I've always liked her as Natasha Romanoff. Every time I think of Scarlett Johansson, I always want to say Scarlet Witch, but it's Black Widow. And she's always been good. She's always been great. She's always kind of been that thing that keeps the Avengers grounded, in my opinion. Like they're gods, they're superheroes, they're superhuman strength. You got Iron Man, who's a millionaire. She's always kind of kept them grounded. Her and Jeremy Renner, Hawkeye, have always kind of kept it grounded. Even though they have their own special set of
Hawkeye?
Skills. doesn't you have to spike it up. Put some gel in that.
Which is why I'm wearing the hat. I wanted to fix it, but I just couldn't. I got my hair cut. I was inspired from Hawkeye or Ronin from Avengers Endgame. So you can see that little. I don't know if you can see that. So, but next time we do the show, I'm definitely gonna cut it a little shorter on the sides, and I'm definitely gonna fix it up. So
you get a giant dragon tattoo. Oh, he already has one. So you're
I already got one. So.
But yeah, like I said, I mean, she's always kind of kept the Avengers grounded for me. For those of y'all, I mean, who haven't watched our Avengers in-game review, I hated the way she went. Like, I hated it. I did not like that. I kind of it would have hit more if we didn't get that same death in the previous movie with Gamora. You know, that's only like the death itself. Like the moment itself, like, you know, yeah, she sacrificed herself. That was cool, but it's just like the fact that they just gave her the same exact death as someone, like, we kind of already knew what was going to happen, you know? So.
Well, Gamora didn't want to die.
That's true. I guess, yeah, you can say that, like, Thanos kind of, like, threw her off as opposed to this one where they jumped off and.
Forced sacrifice.
Yeah. But like I said, like, I
mean, the way I did hate it. I did not like it either. But I liked how they were both fighting for it. They were both willing to give up, their lives for the greater good.
Yeah. And then this one in the movie, like, I don't know, like it doesn't really address her death until the very end.
As much as I love Hawkeye's always been one of my favorite characters, and I was so glad when they brought him into the MCU. And I love Jeremy Renner. He's I thought he was a really good action guy. I loved him as Gamble from SWAT, even though he was the bad guy.
Wasn't he also in a Bourne movie?
Yeah, I was gonna say I loved him in the Bourne movie, you know, which a lot of people did not like, but I thought
that one's good.
I thought it was really good. So for him to portray Hawkeye, you know, since his cameo in Thor, I've always loved him, but in a way I kind of felt that maybe he should have been the one to give the sacrifice because he lost himself.
Yeah, and especially because, like, in the movie starts out with him and such an emotional thing with him losing his family, and I think it would just hit harder if he would be the one that would give his life for the Soul Stone, and then his family comes back. You're like, oh fuck, you know, like, yeah. You know. But I get the whole Black Widow thing. Maybe maybe she was just time to hang up that, which I don't know. It's just like it's frustrating. Yeah. But again, like the movie, it wasn't bad. Okay, so you want to go through the characters. So yeah, ScarJo, obviously, you know, legend. She's in the legend. She's in the top. Was it 5 or 6 that get their cool credits at the end of Endgame? Yeah, like she's in that. So she's in she's in the Mount Rushmore of the Avenger of the MCU. And what better actress to get to, I guess, essentially replace her, not replace her, but kind of move into that role of Black Widow than Florence Pugh. The first time I saw Florence Pugh was in Finding With My Family.
Oh, dude, it's such a good movie. I'm so glad you took us to go see that movie.
That was so good. I love that movie.
I barely knew about it, and then like when you took us, like, oh, okay, I saw something about this. Like I didn't really watch previews on it. I remember I just saw like The Rock posting stuff about it, and then that was kind of it.
Yeah. So the first time I saw her, I was like, oh, she's really good. And then I watched Little Women. She's amazing in that movie.
Dude, the only Little Women is the one with Winona Ryder, okay? And Kristen Dunst.
I have a question.
All right?
These Little Women. How little are we talking? Every time I think of Little Women, I always think about that. Beth dies? If I keep reading, Beth's going to die. You want to put the book in the freezer? Yes.
No, it's like, no, Beth doesn't die. And then like later on, it's like,
Beth's getting really sick. You want to put the book in the freezer? Yes.
And if those y'all don't know what we're referencing, go find out.
Yeah, go find out. But yeah, I love Florence Pugh. I have a hugest crush. Do you know who she's dating?
No, I'm not into her personally.
Okay, we're gonna. Okay, it's.
I know who Scarlett Johansson is married to.
Good for her. Good for him.
Good for him.
Okay, no. So Florence Pugh is dating somebody who stars in one of your favorite TV shows.
Just like what's her name? Kobe Smulders.
Oh yeah, Taron Killian, right?
Yeah, good for him too.
Yeah.
Okay. So what? He's in one of my favorite.
He's a star of one of your favorite shows. I'll probably say top 3.
Well, my top 3 is like, The Office, Parks and Rec, Silicon Valley.
That's not your top 3. Come on, think harder. What's one that you always watch?
Scrubs.
Yes. Zach Braff.
Really? Oh, good for him.
Yeah, she's dating
Wow.
Zach Braff. Yeah. Zach Braff.
Good for him.
So, I mean, she's dating a doctor.
And I need to listen to his podcast. Him and the actor that plays Turk have their podcast. It's called Not Real Doctors, but Real Friends or something like that.
Oh, what? That's cool.
Kind of like how
Angela
Jenna Fisher and Angela... her real name is Angela. I can't think of her last name.
No, not Kingsley. I don't know, but yeah, Angela from Office.
Yeah,
they have their own.
They have their own podcast.
Yeah.
Too as well.
So what? Do they talk about Scrubs on their podcast?
Well, again, I don't know because I want to listen. I gotta listen to it.
So yeah. Anyway, but I've always liked
Scrubs
her.
is my top 3.
And yeah, I mean, but she was really good. Like even from the trailer, when we got the trailer, when they first show them like going against each other, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be good, and it was that, and then some.
And I thought she kind of kept it. She wasn't trying real hard to be comedic, but she had some comedic.
Yeah,
lines in
she kind of
it.
like because like Black Widow's always kind of been like you said, like not, kind of like the serious grounded role, and like Florence Pugh's character just points out everything like, why do you do this thing with your hair?
You're
like
such a poser.
Like you're such a poser. I mean, she's like, like I'm just
and then she does it. And she's like.
Which I thought it was pretty cool, but even then, like she was able to hold her own as far as like like it wasn't like, oh no, Scarlett Johansson has to train her in doing certain things. Like no, it wasn't that at all. Like she literally is the same as ScarJo, like, and like I love that. And then and then of course you get David Harbour as Red Guardian, and dude is so funny. Like I thought he was hilarious.
I thought he was really good in it. He always kept trying to having real serious moments with that.
And he turned around, nobody's even there. She's like, damn it. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like there were some parts I really liked. Like I love the.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I love the dynamic with the family, and I say family because like they're not actually related. Which I was like, okay, that makes sense. But like.
Yeah, that kind of confused me a little bit at first. I was like, "Wait, are they really different?" And then come to find out, I was like, "Okay, no, it's."
Yeah, there was all cover up, but like.
But that's weird. Like they kidnapped them like that young, and
then they like had a family together, and then they like and then in the beginning they show him as little, and then like he just like, oh yeah, just take him. Like what? Like what? Like
yeah, that's why I was kind of like, wait, what? Like what? And then I was like, oh, he was it tortured for 3 years playing the role of a dad.
Yeah. And then the reason I kind of liked, like I said, him as a character too is because we just got Falcon Winter Soldier, and we've learned that there are other super soldiers out there. Isaiah Bradley, he was a black super soldier that got put in jail because he was a black super soldier. As opposed to this guy, he's a Russian super soldier, and he even talks about fighting Captain America. I'm like, what? Like that's.
But see that would confuse me too, because where in the timeline would he have fought Captain America? Because Captain America was in World War II, which was basically in the late 30s and early 40s is when the war ended. Mm-hmm. Didn't get uniced until 2000. It would have been 2011 or 12, because that's when the events, and I'm going by the MCU years.
Yeah.
The events of New York, because pretty much
2012
that's when he got uniced.
Yeah.
So between then and so between 2012 and when he and what year would Endgame have been? Because I know they pushed it forward.
Endgame, it would have been like 2023
or something like that.
Yeah.
So between those times, when did they fight? Like
I always took it as they fought like back then. I don't know, like maybe in World War II. but I guess it just because like I said, like
But the main focus was only on Red Skull.
yeah, at the time, like who's to say he didn't go on any other side missions, like again, like with Bucky Barnes and Isaiah Bradley, he goes, I ripped that arm off. I'm like, what the fuck this happened? Like you just kind of I guess just gotta I don't know, you just gotta
Who ripped the arm off?
Isaiah Bradley, the black super soldier. Remember he talks about when he sees Bucky, he goes, last time I saw you,
You see,
I ripped that arm off.
That's another thing. That's another fucking thing right there. Is that supposedly he lost his arm when he fell.
Yeah, and then they reattached the metal arm. So maybe Isaiah Bradley's saying he ripped off that metal arm, and then he got another metal arm. Okay. God damn, how many times Bucky get his arm ripped off? It's happened.
Keep on to your arm, bro.
I love that.
It's like, oh yeah, it's like.
But yeah, so I like that. Again, like as the movie progressed, I was like, okay, like it even got to the point where like when it ended, I knew there was a post credit scene. I was like, I gotta go to the restroom. Like I don't care if I miss this. I can just look it up online. It's fine. I'm gonna go to the restroom. And I was literally in the toilet, and I was like, I'm gonna look it up right now. So I looked it up. I'm like, oh, that's it. Okay. Well, I mean, that's cool, I guess. Only because I'm not really a big fan of Julia.
I just say Julia Strivers.
Julia Driver.
I just kind of know her as that.
But I don't really like her character so far, especially because like in the first one she's all like, these boots are not made for walking. I'm like, shut up. Like
Julia Lewis.
Yeah, there you go. Like in Captain in Falcon Winter Soldier when she shows up to John Walker and she's like, these boots are not made for. I'm like just can you not with your comedy? Like can you not with your little chuckles?
And which I kind of hate because she's really good. She's funny as fuck. I mean, I'm starting to watch Veep.
Oh yeah,
and she's fucking hilarious.
I heard that's a great fucking show.
It's a good show. I'm like just in the first season right now, but dude, she's fucking hilarious in that show. And which sucks because she's a really good actress, and for her to give her these cheesy lines.
Yeah, and even like and then spoilers again for Black Widow, like the post credit, like the post credit starts with
what do you want?
I'll get another one of these. Elena, Florence Pugh's character, like the movie ends, fast forward to, present day or I guess you could say present day or after the events of Endgame where, Elena is like, she's at the grave of her sister. And it's, it's kind of a serious moment, because like Black Widow, again, she's a Mount Rushmore of the Avengers, Mount Rushmore of the MCU. Her death, was supposed to be something big, and I guess it is. Especially for this movie, that it was just her movie, and at the end we show her grave and her sister, and then you get, dude. I'm like, oh, God, like why?
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, I cannot wait for Hawkeye to come out.
Yes.
One of the things too is Kevin Feige did say that we are gonna find out if how do you say it, Yelena? If Florence Pugh's character, if she had got dusted or not, which is why she was not present.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that makes... Damn. I'm pretty sure she was, though.
Yeah, kind of like... oh, my God.
Damn, so when she came back, her sister was dead.
What was the character from WandaVision?
Oh, shit. Hayward?
Yes. Like how, she was dusted.
Oh, you're talking about...
No, not Hayward.
Monica Rambeau.
Yeah, Rambeau.
Yeah.
How she was dusted, and it showed that, dude, that was so crazy. I love that episode.
Yeah, dude.
The beginning of that episode. So overall, I mean, okay, let's talk about the villain. The main villain, obviously, which we were always showed, was Taskmaster, and they made it
look like a badass
throughout the whole thing. Even throughout all the postponages. They made it a secret. They did not release, who the actor was playing the character. Not just give it away. Playing the character. Nothing at all.
Yeah, all we knew is that they mimic the moves of people he watches or they watch or whatever.
If you knew that from the previews itself, is that this is. The character's name is Taskmaster. Taskmaster mimics other superheroes or other villains' pretty much abilities.
Yeah.
Not really abilities, but moves.
Fighting styles. You know,
pretty much fighting styles.
You get the Hawkeye, you get the Black Panther, you get the sword from Ronin, you get Captain America's shield, you get
Black Widow.
You get Bucky with the fucking knife.
Yeah, Bucky with the knife. Black Widow, obviously.
Yeah. Which is cool. Like, I'm like, that's fucking cool. It was just really underwhelming what it ended up being. It ended up being someone's daughter that was supposed to be dead, and it's just like, oh, she's not dead. She's brainwashed.
And you kind of figured that out once they started
Yeah.
explaining stuff too, and it's just like, oh, I know who the villain is. But overall, I really think it was one of my favorite villains, just like the way Killmonger was.
I think as far as villains, obviously Loki is up there. Then you got, Thanos, obviously. But like as far as the lower level villains, that's kind of like made an impression.
Well,
was,
Thanos to me is not in my top 5 for sure. I mean, because we always knew Thanos was gonna be like a fucking.
But he's snappy, and people are dusty.
So like for me, like mine, my first one's always gonna be Killmonger. I think Michael B. Jordan did a real good job as Killmonger. Killmonger was one of my favorites.
Vulture
was another good one.
He was good.
I loved Ronin. I think what's the actor's name?
Oh, something Pace.
Lee Pace.
Lee Pace, yeah.
He did a really good job as Ronin, even though a lot of people give shit about it. And you're just a whiny little bitch. It's just like, well, he was politics. So all politics are whiny little bitches. Which, I still think he played the role really good and tried to go up against Thanos.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was really good.
That's also one of our first introductions to Thanos.
Yeah. Winter Soldier is another one.
Avi.
And then, now Taskmaster. I think Taskmaster was a really good one.
I think the idea of Taskmaster was better than what we actually got.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. The idea. Okay, so real quick. So the one that I'm going to try that Eddie already drank 3 of is from Buffalo Bayou Brewing Co. It's White Raz.
We love Buffalo Bayou.
Oh,
I still can't wait to go to that brewery.
It's a dry, fruity blonde with subtle sweetness. Comes in at 5.8. God, 5.8. I wouldn't get the other one. Nah, just kidding. 5.8 and looks pretty interesting. So I'm gonna give it a try here. See what's going on. Eddie.
I wonder why
Eddie swears by it.
That's so good.
And I love raspberries. I'm a raspberry person. One of the red bones that was the raspberry one that we tried before, right?
Yeah.
So and I love that one. So here we go.
Yeah. So yeah, obviously, we'll go on from Black Widow because we got so much more to talk about, but it was a good movie. It is what it is. It was fine. In a way, it sets up the Hawkeye series.
Action was a 9.5 for me.
Yes, I love the action.
Story was like a 4.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And overall, I give it like a 8. 7.5 to an 8.
Okay, I agree with that. The action was pretty good. I like that last part where they're flying through the air. I'm just like, yo, that's fucking cool.
I thought at first it was like, oh, this is gonna be stupid. I was like, oh shit, this is actually pretty bad.
She's flying through the fucking air. I was like, yes. So I'm gonna stick with the MCU a little bit because
I think we're gonna stick with the MCU through the rest of it.
Okay, before that, because then we gotta say about Loki. Space Jam is ridiculous. There's a lot of stupid references. Like they even dive into movies. Like they dive into Austin Powers.
Hold on, I hear Michael Jordan's in it.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, Michael
B. Jordan. It's so funny because it's halftime and they're losing, and Sylvester's all like, "Guys, I got a surprise! I found Michael Jordan in the crowd." They're like, "What?" And it's like a you see the silhouette of a finger. He's walking in. He has his shoes on, and you're like, and they're all like. And they're like, his airness is here, and then like Michael Jordan, and he walks in. It's Michael B. Jordan. He's all like, "What's up, guys?" I was like,
see, that probably would have like been that I could have like laughed to. I think the rest of it probably was just
because it's Warner Brothers, so they're diving into the Warnerverse. So they dive into Game of Thrones, they dive into Harry Potter, they dive into Batman. They even show the animated Superman, animated Wonder Woman, and then while they're playing the game, they have a bunch of Warner Brothers characters on the sideline. So I'm kid you not, in the background you can literally see Pennywise the clown. He's just there but it looks like somebody who bought a costume from fucking Party City. Like it looks like I'm like he, like they even show Arnold Schwarzenegger's Mr. Freeze. Someone dressed like him with the robe and everything in the blue. Like I'm kidding you. Like you look in the background, you see all the one. You see Pink with the old school penguin, and you see Danny DeVito's penguin. They're all like it's just so weird. Like you see like who? It's more of just like who do you see? Like it's more of like do you catch the references than it is. And I think that overshadows the movie a lot because there's one part where like they're searching for teammates. And they're like all the Looney Tunes except for Bugs Bunny is in the Looney Tune world, but all the other Looney Tunes went off to other worlds, so they go into Austin Powers, and it's that part where he introduces Mini Me. He goes, "I give you Mini Me," and the door opens, and it's fucking Elmer Fudd dressed as Mini Me, and he's all like, it's just like shut the fuck up. And then there's even the Matrix, like they have the old Matrix jokes, it's Granny. She's in the Matrix, just a whole bullet thing, all that. I'm just okay. That's an old joke. No one's gonna get that. Yeah, they do stuff like that, and I'm just like, okay, it's funny, I guess. Like, but other than that, the movie was ridiculous. LeBron James and his son do not know how to act know how to act when there's not people there because they're acting in a green screen. Just and you could totally tell because LeBron James is pretty good. Like in Trainwreck, he was pretty funny because he's acting opposite from actual people.
Yeah, but he was being himself. So
well, in this movie, he's LeBron.
Oh yeah, duh.
Yeah, he's playing LeBron.
But, okay, so yeah, LeBron, just stick to basketball, bro. You're way good at that.
And then the whole like Damian Lillard, Anthony Davis, Klay Thompson characters, throw away. Like just dumb. I think it's the stupidest thing in the world because they play like enhanced versions of themselves and they're like robots and they're just like Anthony Davis is a giant fucking bird.
Oh, I hear that
and they make fun of his fucking unibrow.
I hear that the Monstars making an appearance.
Yeah, they're like they're cheering on the side. It's just like they're the little versions of them. I'm just like okay, that's cool, but other than that, and then there's even part where they're like, oh, you have to play a basketball game, and Bug's all like, I've been here before. It's just like, okay, I get it. Like there's even like in a part where LeBron and his son are going to Warner Brothers for a meeting. And there's a poster of the Suicide Squad. There's a poster of Joker. I'm just like, okay.
Promotion.
Exactly. I told you, like, this is one big HBO Max promotion. Like, it's ridiculous. Moving on.
Let's go. Actually, I kind of had a lot to say about that.
What do you think about that beer?
It's good. It's really refreshing. It's really good. I'm not gonna lie. I think I should have had it first because the other two were actually pretty good, especially the Nada. But
I guess because you have that sour taste in your mouth right now.
But I mean, other than that, it's really good. It's really refreshing. I mean, I am enjoying it right now.
It's a blonde. It's a nice blonde.
It is a blonde. So,
Steven.
And just like a regular raspberry, it's got a little bit of tartness to it. So
yeah, but it's not overwhelming.
No, it's definitely not.
Steven. That's my alarm to wake up for work.
So you said my name 2 times.
So, like I said, after I watched Black Widow, I came straight home and Loki season finale was on. Holy shit!
Can I just say holy shit through the whole series? I mean,
dude,
from beginning to end, that series was just amazing.
That is literally right up my alley. Like all of it is literally right up my alley because, like, you know me, like I love Blade Runner. I love the way the movie feels, the sounds, the music. This had all of that, and it even had a plus because it's a Marvel show, and it even had another plus because it's Loki. Like Loki has been. I remember the first time I saw Loki because I didn't see Thor, the first Thor, until after I watched Avengers. So when first time I saw Avengers, we went to the movie theater and watched it. I'm like, who's this guy? Like, oh, it's okay, Loki, Thor's brother. Okay, cool. And he just never seemed to go away. Like Thor: Dark World came out, he dies, and then he just like and then
we thought you dead. We mourn you.
Yeah, and then Thor Ragnarok, he's again. There he is again, and then you get him in.
Well, not even Thor. Let's see. There was Thor. There was Avengers. Then you had
Door of Dark World.
Thor. Thor, Dark World, and then
And he didn't show up again until Ragnarok. And then he didn't show up again until Infinity War. And then Endgame. But technically, the one in Endgame is a different Loki from the past. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I like it because
it's 2012 Loki.
Because we've gone Loki through the years that and we've grown to love him, and he's grown as a character. But then this Loki we get in the show is the Loki that I first met for the first time in 2012 when we watched Avengers. So I'm just like, he hasn't had that development. And in the first episode, just like that, but by Owen Wilson sitting him down and showing him his life and showing him what happens to his mom.
Well, no, he saw all that on his own.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. And then he even saw that he gets killed.
Owen Wilson kind of just pretty much showed him like everything that
all his failures,
yeah. With the Avengers and with Thor and everything like that. Mm-hmm. And then
it wasn't until he left and he like starts scrolling through it and he sees that like his mom died.
Well, he left. He tried escaping, and then that's when he saw like, are those Infinity Stones?
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, we just use those as paperweight.
And I remember people were like so up in arms, like, oh, then what was the whole last 23 years about? I'm just like, relax, like, this is the TVA. Like, they still mean something outside the TVA. It's just here, there's no magic, and that's been he doesn't have no magic because obviously Loki is a very powerful god, but here he's not because there's no magic, and so that's why I wasn't really too like up in arms about it. I'm just like, it was just interesting to see that many Infinity Stones in one little drawer. I'm like, and fucking what's his name? I forgot the dude's name, the clerk or whatever.
Yeah, I forgot.
It's just like, yeah, somebody got to use in the paperweight. It's like, shut up,
Casey.
Yeah. But dude, yeah, this show, man, like every week. I mean, obviously, like WandaVision, I loved. I was looking forward to every week. And then people start having their speculations. Oh, Mephisto's gonna show up, and then when it wasn't Mephisto, it's like, oh, everybody, like my prediction didn't come true. Like, all right, calm down. And then we get Falcon Winter Soldier, which was much more grounded, much more raw. We get John Walker. We get some really good characters, and I think it played out really well. We get new Captain America. We get we get Bucky. All this stuff. It's really good. And then we get this show, and then like. It just takes it and turns it to 11. Like, I'm just like, what the hell like is going on? And not only but the sci-fi element of it, that's what I love about it. The music and just like the way
it really takes you to a whole other world. Like you thought you were driven through a whole other universe with like Thor, Guardians of the Galaxy, yes. Thor, Ant-Man, Avengers, things like that.
Yeah, like going to space. Oh, back then going to space was like that was the greatest travel. No, this like this is goes to space and beyond. Like I'm just like, what the hell? Like we're dealing with different timelines with different versions of one character. Like this show is Loki, and I remember like, and if you look at the logo, it's just a giant Loki, and that's really what the show is. It's all about Loki because we get Sylvie, who is essentially a female Loki. Eventually, we get an episode that has a bunch of Lokis, even an alligator. Like it's just like what? And I love.
And we even get President Loki.
And I love he's all like, and there's an alligator. And as heartbroken as it sounds, I'm not even that surprised by it. I'm just like, oh my god, like. But like that one episode where him and Sylvie are stuck in that planet, was it Lamentus? Mm-hmm. And like just the way it looked, like the purple and like everything, just I'm just like, dude, like. This is one of those moments I'm glad we had the setup we have with the TV and the surround sound because I just got lost in it. I'm just like, dude, like this is amazing. Okay, your turn.
Well, you pretty much said everything I wanted to say. Overall, from beginning to end, I love this show because with Loki itself, Tom Hiddleston playing Loki, throughout his appearances on the big screen, we've come to learn to hate Loki all the way up to love and appreciate Loki and kind of be like, oh yeah, Loki, like, and then to kind of be like, oh man, like what happened to him in Infinity War, that tried going up against Thanos and got
got killed.
and then for Thanos to say no resurrections this time, it's like, oh my god! But it's like, wait, he's supposed to have his own show. Like, how's this gonna happen?
And the way they did that was pretty cool. I mean, because like obviously they show him go into he takes Tesseract, he goes somewhere else, and that's when we get introduced to like different timelines and stuff, and like obviously we have a lot of stuff coming up as far as like all the rumors surrounding Spider-Man, with that they're gonna have Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire show up, and it's because in the new Spider-Man movie they have obviously it's Tom Holland's Spider-Man, but they casted, and this has been confirmed, that they casted Alfred Molina, who played Doc Ock in Spider-Man 2 with Tobey Maguire. So now he's coming back in this movie, and then you get Jamie Foxx, who played Electro in the Amazing Spider-Man 2 with Andrew Garfield, and now he's gonna be in this movie. So you're just like, wait, why are these two characters from these two different, they're supposed to be separate movies, gonna be in this movie? Like, so they're opening up the possibility for I guess like what's the word, like timeline, mixing, like
multiverses, obviously.
Exactly, multiverses that they start mixing, and you're just like, how is that going to happen? And everybody thought, oh, it's gonna be Wanda. Wanda's gonna open up the multiverse because,
well, I mean, it kind of opened it a little bit, not fully, but like how can I say it?
Well, people thought that she was gonna create something that opened up the multiverse, and that's why I was like, Mephisto, and then and then plus also like she's been cast in the second Doctor Strange movie, which is titled The Multiverse of Madness. So everybody's like, well, if she's cast and the movie's called Multiverse of Madness, and she has to open the multiverse. No, we didn't get that at all. I mean, yeah, I guess you could say we did, or maybe it wasn't said out loud, like at the end with her children, like her listening to the podcast, and they're like, what if at the time that she was like meditating and reading a book and she hears her children, at that time simultaneously was when
the events of Loki were going on.
So that she starts hearing her kids are like, wait, what the fuck? So maybe that was the timeline opening, which I'm just like, oh my god, like what the fuck? Like, so with this show, like there, it's just I don't know, man. Like I love it so much because also like, we also got news that
see, I like this show so much that I'm willing to give it another gander, just to kind of just go from just watching it to actually pay attention and to look out for other details.
Yeah.
Because there were definitely a lot of stuff that was going on in this show, and which is why I also did the same with WandaVision. Falcon Winter Soldier was pretty much just laid out.
Grounded, yeah, it's grounded.
It was pretty much, we knew what it was gonna be. So with WandaVision, I definitely took another gander at it and was really paying attention to it and just like trying to find other details and stuff like that. And with this one, I mean, you get a lot of stuff in it. I mean, even when he gets transported to the what do they call it? TVA? No, when they hit him with the wand.
The proning.
Yeah, when they prone him, and then he gets transferred to the other.
Yeah, to the the end of time or something like that. Like,
yeah, something like that. You get a lot of fucking stuff in that you, if you don't see it, you missed it, and you got to watch it again, or like wait till like you see like either us or like other bigger podcasts or other geek pages that point out stuff like that. Like I did see Thor frog, but I thought it was a mini Thor.
Yes, I thought the same thing. I was like, because I saw his hammer and I saw a little Thor, like, and he has a Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah,
I'm just like, oh, it's a mini Thor. And then it was until I listened to a podcast again called the Geek Buddies, and they really like dive into it. It's like 2 hours long, and they really dive into episodes. But they're like, that was Frog Thor. I'm like, so I went back. I'm like, that is fucking Frog Thor. I'm like, what the hell? like that's cool. And the whole Thanos helicopter.
Yeah, and then Thanos helicopter, which was actually in the comics, that for some reason that he used. I don't know why.
And then I don't know if you noticed, but there's also
there's the helmet from Yellow Jacket.
Yes.
There was also something else.
There's an Avengers Tower.
That was obviously
but
seen.
It said something else. It didn't say Avengers. It said something else, and like.
But it was obviously like Avengers Tower. President Loki is actually something in the comics as well. So there was like a lot of stuff in there, and I mean, it was just a crazy, wild show. I mean, it was so good. I mean, if you thought WandaVision was good, this one was, like you said, just took it up and turned it to 11, and it was so amazing. And I do love that they did give full confirmation, because we didn't get really confirmation on the other stuff. The other stuff were pretty much leading up to movies, which, WandaVision was leading up to Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Obviously, Falcon and Winter Soldier was going to lead up to Captain America 4.
Yes.
And this one was like, Loki will be back in season 2. And it's like, yes.
Yes.
We are definitely getting a season 2.
But also this also leads into Ant-Man and Quantumania.
Well, it leads into like a lot of it.
Obviously.
Like, how you're saying about all the Spider-Man stuff.
Yeah, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange. But
I really feel like Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are really trying to be like, because pretty much people already figured it out. And everything they're just trying to say, like, no, we're not in it. Just to kind of like throw people off. But we figure it out. It's going to happen. It has to happen.
What if it doesn't, though? Like, I'm just saying, like, what if it doesn't?
If it doesn't, I would still love the villains, because I know the villains are going to be in it. And I know a lot of people
I hope Electro looks way better.
And I know a lot of people didn't like it. I know especially you. I thought Electro was really good, was really cool. I thought Jamie Foxx did a really good job on it. Obviously, some of the things that were pretty cheesy was like, the itsy bitsy spider part.
Oh, that played.
Yeah, that was kind of thing. He's like, I hate this song. But I would if they don't show Tobey Maguire, as long as they show Andrew Garfield is like,
you're such a hater.
Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. And it's opposite, because you think Tobey Maguire would be my Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield, yours, but it's opposite. I'm more Andrew Garfield. You're more.
This is because you like Emma Stone.
Oh yeah. But I know. I think Andrew Garfield played really good, and it gave a different perspective on Peter Parker. He was more of a like
an outcast,
like an emo outcast kid, as
opposed to a nerd.
A nerd or a dork, And then just the dialogue too from Tobey Maguire. Oh boy, it's like, shut the fuck up, dude! Like, god damn it.
Oh boy. Tobey Maguire. Shut up, man.
Shut up. But Alfred Molina, playing Doc Ock and reprising the role, I was super excited about, because Spider-Man 2 is one of my favorite movies. Is one of my favorite of the three from Sam Raimi, and the only reason why Eddie helps me out with names is because I butcher them and I don't want to mispronounce.
Yeah.
But from Sam Raimi, I mean, Spider-Man 2 is still one of the ones that is one of my favorites.
Still probably one of the best Spider-Man movies, just saying.
CGI doesn't hold up, but it holds up a lot better than the first and third one, especially the third one. Well, maybe the first one too, but
third one's pretty trash.
I really hope that I would really love for them to bring Miles Morales into the whole thing as well.
I mean, maybe that's their thing, that they're like, because like you said, like everybody's figured it out. Like, if it is true. It's gonna be the worst kept secret.
And if Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield do not make it, I really hope that they bring out Miles Morales. I would be so down for that.
But what I'm saying is, I like the worst kept secret is like, Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire may show up in the next Spider-Man movies. Everybody's expecting it. Nobody's expecting Miles Morales to show up, and if he does, that would be the best kept secret.
I think that would be way better.
But again, like I said, like Loki, I think, it sets up, obviously, we just talked about Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, obviously, because the Multiverse of Madness is happening. But also with the last episode, it sets up Ant-Man and Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, because we got we way before Loki came out, like it was rumored that Jonathan Majors, who came out in Lovecraft Country,
which they're not making a second season of.
Yeah, they canceled it. Yeah. That he's gonna be playing what's his name?
Kang.
Yeah, his name is Kang, but his human name something Richards. God damn it, because he's supposed to be a descendant of Reed Richards. I forgot his damn name. Something Richards. Anyway, and so like but like giving that name and everybody connects the dots and like, oh, he's gonna be Kang. Kang's gonna be the next big bad villain in the MCU. I didn't know much about Kang until after I watched Loki, because last episode, spoilers, lo and behold, they reached the Citadel at the end of time. Trying to find who's behind the TVA. Obviously they've been duped this many times, trying to find who the fuck is behind this. And elevator door open, and you see Jonathan Majors. And like I remember like everybody's reaction. I mean, because like I said, when my first reaction I saw, I was just like yes. I was like yes, because I recognized him right off the bat.
Well, you know what my reaction was, because I sent it to you. I was like, holy shit! Like,
yes, and then
like seriously, like wow, like
this
is a big thing. This is a really big moment.
This is one of those things where you're like, they're doing it. They're actually doing it. Like
this is something that a rumor has been official. Mm-hmm. Like even though he did sign up, because we always get that thing like, oh, they sign up but then they sign off. They sign on but then they sign off.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, no, this is official. This is real. This is
the
happening.
fact that they got him in to film this whole scene in the last episode of Loki, which by the way, and I know a lot of people were kind of complaining about the last episode. They're like, oh, it was too dialogue-y. There's too much dialogue. No, like you need that. And at that, you have a good actor like Jonathan Majors that he's just all he's doing is dialogue and exposition dump, which is like explaining what's kind of going on. But he does it in such a good way as far as acting, like you're just drawn into it. They have so many scenes where they just focus in on him, and he's just talking, like, and I can't look away because, god damn, he's fucking good. But
the thing is too, is that he's supposed to be this big bad, and he doesn't come off as that.
And that's what I'm saying. They never refer to him as Kang. His name in this show is he who remains. And he's all like, I've been called many things. I've been called a leader, a conqueror. I'm like, a conqueror. Like, and then I've been called a jerk. He who remains, and just like, and when he said conqueror, I'm like, this motherfucker. Like this guy right now, this guy that we've seen right on the screen is not Kang, but he just confirmed that there is a Kang out there, and I love how he's all like, he goes, yeah, but not every version of me is nice. I'm just like, god damn, like they're setting him up to be. Even that part where like Loki, he goes to Mobius, and he's all like, he goes, many versions of someone very dangerous is about to show up. I'm like, god damn, I'm like shaking in my fucking chair. I'm like, and then of course the last scene where they show the statue and he has the fucking costume. I'm like,
well, you see, that's also a different timeline in itself. Sylvie sent him to a different timeline.
Yes, okay, and that's
because Morbius is like who are you? What department do you work for? And he's like, well, and then that's when it turns to
the statues. The statues were in the previous timeline where it had the three, yeah, and in this one it has just the one, because in this timeline he took control of everything, as opposed to the other one where the nicer guy gave control to, I guess, essentially, he hid behind the timekeepers and this and that, as opposed to Kang, who's like, fuck that, I'm gonna conquer this bitch, like, god damn, it's so fucking good, like, oh, but dude, like. It's just like I was just so blown away, and then at that, like, Tom Hiddleston, amazing. Sophie, I don't know her name. I know she's a British actress, amazing. Like she has like a
Sophia Di Martino.
Yeah, Di Martino. Yeah. And a funny thing about her, how earlier you were talking about Rachel Weisz, how she didn't appear in the one because she was pregnant. Sophia, the actress, she just gave birth to her child. I guess right before filming started. So I was reading an article like the costume department made her a costume that was accessible for her to breastfeed her child. I was like, that's cool. Because she's amazing. I think she's so good in the damn show.
And I think the character too, that also played Rovana, the judge. She's gonna play a big part too, because I think that's supposed to be Kane's love interest.
Because in the comics that's her love interest. So I'm just like, damn, like she's going to such a free will, and it's like where did she go? Like she just opened up a thing and she just walked right through. I'm like, where did she go? Did she go to the timeline where Kang? I'm just like, not that. Obviously, we're gonna get Kang, but what other versions of this dude we're gonna get? You know, like I just can't wait, dude. Like, fuck, it's insane. It's really fucking good. If you guys have not seen Loki, I'm sorry, we just spoiled everything for you. For one, 2, go watch it. Like,
I mean, it's really worth the watch. It really is.
For like not only for the show itself and what it does for the MCU, but just the way it looks, the acting, the music, dude. I hope they release the whole score on Spotify, because that, god damn, it's so good. Like it just gives me this. And there's also remember that scene where Sylvie takes B-15. The soldier, the black lady.
Yeah.
And she takes her and she's all like, "Show me my life before," and she shows it to her and she starts crying. That is a direct reference to Blade Runner, because there's a scene in Blade Runner where like it's a guy and he's
and you know she's from Lovecraft country too.
Oh, she is. I know she's from.
She was the sister.
I know she's from Batman v Superman. She's the one that testifies in court that Superman killed her family. Yeah,
but she was the sister on Lovecraft.
I did not know that. But she's really good. But yeah, that scene where she's crying in the rain, it's a literal direct reference to this scene in Blade Runner, where it's the scene and the score to that scene is called "Tears in the Rain," because like the speech he gives, and he talks about like mankind and like, you know, all this stuff, and he's just like, it's like tears in the rain. It's just like, oh my fucking god! Like I was so geeking out about that. I even watched a review. I watched a reaction to people with that scene, and they even put that scene alongside with the. I'm just like, dude, like, oh my fucking god, I love it so much. Wow. Okay, I'm sweating.
There you are. I think I've talked about everything I want to talk about right now.
Yeah, me too. Well, okay. How about you give us your quick thoughts on A Quiet Place 2? Because I know you've seen it. I haven't seen it. Was it good? Was it better than first?
It was good. It was just like the first.
Be very quiet. Does John Krasinski come out a lot?
He was in the preview.
I'm very interested to see Taron Killian, the guy who plays Scarecrow.
Yeah.
And then also the guy who played Jamin Hunsu, who came out in Guardians. He comes out in it too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see how they do. I heard it's pretty good.
Honestly, I liked it. I thought it was really good. There was a couple of jump scares that really did get me, which I'm surprised, but you know, they did.
Any like surprises to where you're like, whoa, or just
Emily Blunt, the actress that plays the daughter.
She's beautiful. Isn't she also deaf in real life too?
I think so. I think her name is Millicent Simmons. Anyways,
yeah.
They both do really good jobs in this one.
I hear
just like they did in the first one.
I hear that the boy is a despicable. Like he just makes some. He probably pisses you off.
No, not so much. I mean, there's a couple of things, but no, not really so much. I think she kind of pissed me off a little bit more. The daughter.
Okay.
But overall, I liked it. It was enjoyable. I think it was just as good as just the first one. So I would definitely suggest watching it.
I was late to the first one also.
Maybe not in theaters, but I would definitely go watch it. I would definitely watch it.
And that's the thing too. Like Paramount Plus, like it was a big thing that like out of nowhere, it wasn't even advertised at all. I remember Quiet Place came out in theaters, people saw whatever, and it was just kind of like there. And the next time I heard about it, people were like, yeah, it's on Paramount Plus. I'm like, wait, what? like, so I got Paramount Plus, and there it is. Steven's gonna take a piss before we wrap up. But one thing I want to talk about, I wanted to mention is that it's been a while, but we finally got a trailer for Jackass 4. And say what you will about the Jackass movies, like, or even about the people themselves. If you don't like it, you don't like it. But for me, like, I kind of grew up on it. I wasn't supposed to watch it when I was younger, but I still did. And I don't know, like, I've always enjoyed it because, like, it's just, I don't know, something about, like, seeing a bunch of friends doing dumb shit and then laughing. It makes me laugh, and it's so funny. So, like, I get a lot of joy out of watching, the first 3 movies. And then I've also, me and Steven grew, like, we would watch Viva La Bam, we would watch Wild Boys, we were real tuned into that group of people. And yeah, I know this movie has a lot of drama as far as Bama Jerry and this and that, but that sucks, and I hope everything gets figured out. But god damn, am I excited to watch this new movie. And if it's the last one, and I'm pretty sure it is, and I hope it is, because homeboys are getting pretty old, but I mean, just watching the trailer, like, I was already fucking laughing, and I'm just like, damn, I cannot wait to see this movie. That's probably a movie I would love to go see with a group of friends, maybe with Josh, Jess, and Alex, us. I'll go to the theater and watch and laugh our asses off. It'd be pretty fun. But Jackass trailer, what you think about it?
Oh, dude, that shit was fucking hilarious. It's gonna be different. It's definitely gonna be weird because obviously we're gonna be missing a few people. I mean, due to
we're gonna miss Bam, and then we're gonna miss Ryan.
Ryan Dunn, dude. Yeah. I mean, maybe not only just Bam, but like maybe his crew too, like his personal entourage. Like Brandon.
DiCamillo, yeah.
DiCamillo, I don't think maybe he may
even then, I don't think those guys even like do anything anymore.
Rap himself, yeah. I mean, dude, I was watching like the first one, and I was like, I fucking forgot about Rab himself, dude. It's like, dude, he was kind of like a big part of it too. Yeah. Like, he wasn't one of the main ones, but he was kind of a big part of it too. Mm-hmm. He was on Big Brother, the original Jackass.
Have you seen that documentary? I think it's on Hulu. It's a Big Brother documentary, and it's really fucking good.
And dude, I mean, I really want to go watch this one again. I would like to watch it with a group of friends. Just fucking laugh our asses off and have a good time with it. But it's definitely gonna be different. I mean, some of the shit does look funny. You still got some of the original ones. Obviously Johnny Knoxville. Steve-O, Chris Pontius, Wee Man,
Preston
Lacey,
Danger Aaron.
What's
the other dude's name?
Dave
England. Yeah, Dave England. Yeah, man. And then they even have a lot of like guest stars like Eric Andres, Machine Gun Kelly, Poopies. It's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be pretty fun. And like I said, like I've always liked the Jackass movies, and and obviously they are jackasses, but it's pretty funny. But other than that, man, I'm good to go.
Well, I just poured myself another beer, but I poured it to cheers. So,
all right, guys. Well, thank you guys.
Hold on, let me drink some of it first.
Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Geek and Drinking. We're still trying to figure out our routine here, so we're gonna be trying to get these out to you guys as much as we can. If you're not already following us on Spotify, Anchor, the Anchor app, find us there. The YouTube, leave a like, comment. I know we get some comments, we get some likes, but we want to see more of those in there, and it'll encourage us to do this more. You know what I'm saying? Check out these beers. You're gonna be Alamo. I know it's a limited release. If you can find it, it's pretty good. If you're a fan of sour beers or Chamoy, definitely check this out.
It's really not much encouragement that we need. It's just that it's the time.
Yeah, very encouraging. We see more likes with it. We got
I don't know what I'm doing.
we got Denada from Martin House.
Define dude.
Awesome beer, and then I think the best beer of them all. This is the Buffalo Bayou White Raz. Check them all out. Links are in the description for the websites.
I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3. Sorry, Alamo. I do love it. I'm drinking it right now, but this one was really good. This one was awesome. And we got this.
Follow us on Instagram, and just interact with us, talk to us real quick for life. And yeah, I'm Eddie.
I'm Steven.
We'll see you guys later. Cheers.